What's up everyone, thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to be fixing my power window on my 1988 third generation Honda Accord. Now some of the measures that I'm going to take to help fix this can also be applied to other Honda models as well. I'm sure it will also work fine with other makes and models also. So the main problem is the passenger side window slowly rolling up and or down. Now usually this is a over time problem of just wear and tear, mostly on the window tracks with the seals and stuff. Basically they get dry rotted. Best case scenario, what I've done in the past is either use a silicone based grease or some sort of lubricant. I'm going to use the WD-40 lithium because that's all I have right now. This has worked for me in the past, and just spray it around the window tracks, which I'll show you, and usually that helps. If not, if it gets like worst case scenario, usually the seals ended up getting dry rotted so bad to where they actually break off and actually cause an impedance for that glass to actually move up or down the track. So, which in case you're gonna have to remove the door panel, which is something else I am also going to show you guys how to do on specifically the 1986 or 1989 Honda Accords, and how to remove the door panel specifically for the two doors. So coupe, hatchback, I believe it's the same. Aero deck, don't quote me on this, I believe it's the same. However, the only difference is going to be the four-door sedan. The front door and rear door procedures are going to be a little bit different, but I will leave a link down in the description to the master manual so you guys can see where all the mounting points are for those doors for all the different trims and different chassis. So another problem too, if the window doesn't roll up or down at all and it ends up being some sort of an electrical problem, or window regulator, that's another case or reason why you need to pull the door panel out, because you are going to have to pull the panel out to be able to replace that regulator. Or if, in my experience, not on my Accord but on my 96 Honda Civic, I actually had a wiring issue on the door jamb to where I lost full control of rolling the passenger side window up, mostly from the passenger side, where I actually had to find the damage and rewire the wiring harness at the door jambs to fix that. So again, being able to do all that stuff too, you may need to track it down and look at the wiring on the other side of the door. You have to pull the door panel off. So without further ado, let's start this. All right, so I'm going to roll the window down real quick, as much as I can. All right, so preferably if you can, you would want to roll this thing down all the way. I'm sure I could, but get it down all the way you can, and then I'm going to try to spray like all in this area, and then down in here, and then up in this area. Obviously it's going to be messy, but you'll be able to clean it up once everything's said and done. Okay. Well, that part's already a lot better than what it was. Like this middle spot. Yeah, that's a lot better than what it was. Okay. Alright, so definitely a lot better than what it was. So this time I'm gonna actually go forward and take the door panel off. I'll show you guys all what needs to be done for that, and then probably spray a little bit more on the seals to, because I'm sure if I rolled this enough times and I sprayed more, I'm sure I wouldn't, taking the door panel off won't be necessary. But just to show you guys how to take the door panel off, in case you guys have something that's not as simple as just spraying a silicone based or lithium based lubricant, then hopefully this video will help you out. All right, it's been a while since I've actually took a door panel off this car, so it's not that hard. I'm sure it'll all come back to me. But anyway, you basically just want to remove the screws that is holding this on, because then the rest of it is just held on by clips here in the bottom. And You may make a mistake of actually taking some stuff off that's just an add-on to the panel itself. If you end up doing it, just don't worry about it. Just remember and just keep track of all the screws. So once for sure, there's a screw behind this door handle right here. One here, and then there's going to be 3 total on the armrest. There's going to be one here, and one down here. So I'm going to start with those and see how much more we need from there. So one thing I forgot to mention, if you're going to be doing anything electrical, be a good idea to disconnect the negative on the battery to start off with before doing any of this. So I already got rid of all those screws that I showed you guys, so I can pull on this. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera. But yeah, this third one, it's kind of hard to take out, but I know it's not attached to the actual frame of the door anymore. So at this point, you can see it's pretty much ready to go. I think I'm just going to take out the speaker cover real quick just to see if there's anything else I'm missing. Because if not, that should be about it. Alright, so quick tip guys. When you remove these 3 screws and you try pulling it out, don't do that. Push up on it. As you can see, that little hook, so just push upwards and then the whole thing will come off. So when you put it back down, make sure just to flush it down real quick and then screw it back on. So I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure I just got to get a wedge underneath here and just pop it all off. I'm just going to unscrew that right there. I'm pretty sure that's not mounted to the frame, but I'll just do it just in case. The seatbelt, I'm trying to remember. This might be the biggest pain. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm dead sure. You know, yeah, I'm gonna have to take this off anyway, because this part comes down and then the seatbelt comes off of it, because this is one of those weird where they put the seatbelt on the doors themselves. I don't like it at all, but it is what it is. Right, so you unscrew that. This comes off just like that. The whole thing does not need to come off. Don't force it or else you're gonna break it here. And then you're going to slide the seatbelt off like that. And then when this whole panel comes off finally, so this part, I got a piece of shop towel in there because I was on a drive to Vegas one time and this thing was rattling the whole time and it annoyed the hell out of me the whole trip. So I just stuffed whatever I had in there and it cushioned it and never took it out ever since. So yeah, you're going to get something underneath here. Be careful not to damage the material on here. And to pop it off, because when this panel comes off, this is not connected to this. So when this comes off, this whole panel part's cut off for this to stay here. And then the seatbelt's just gonna wrap around like this once the panel's pulled off. So, all right, so now I'm gonna use this flat pry bar here. It's metal. I preferably would like to use a plastic one. I just don't have one at the time right now. But preferably if you can, use a plastic one just to kind of mitigate damage to all this. I mean, if you want to, I popped these out with a screwdriver before. Just be careful doing it not to damage the material. And that's all I was left to do is just pop this out. It's mostly all held on here in the bottom. I'll show you guys what you're looking for, as you guys can see. So yeah, just that little pop right there. Part, they're just all of them are just in the bottom. Also, be careful. Don't go full Hulk on this thing. Just take it out all in one piece. Work it out a little bit at a time, because you're probably going to have a harness connected to this interior light on the door. And it's also just a good thing is to check to make sure, you know, all this stuff right here, you know, doesn't get locked in. Because right now, this whole plastic piece is locked in. I just got to open this and pull it out. But even for everything else, just be careful in case there's something you forget or didn't see on here that's still connected, that you're not going to end up damaging it, pulling it off too fast. All right, I hope that's a good angle for you guys. Okay, the bottom's pretty much free. Let's see what else is still connected. All right, so there's one more clip right here that you need to push out. And then at this point, the whole bottom should be free. There's the wire that went to right there for the door light. And then if you guys can see it, I'll put an element into the circle so you guys can see there, that wire is going to the switch for your window to roll it up and down. And then to basically take it up, just push the whole thing upwards and out. Just be careful and work with it. I'll show you what the clips look like. So you see what I'm saying? Just got one more. Try to do this and film at the same time. All right, and the door panel is off. The only thing holding it right now is that cord. All right, and there you have it, guys. That's all it takes to remove the door panel. So you want to see what we're dealing with. So when you put it back on, just start up from the top, and then those clips that you have to pry out in the bottom, just make sure to push them all back in. There's that other one I was telling you about, I believe, right here. Here's the door panel. Definitely could get it reworked. There's the back of it. Things that pop in. Switch. Just give you guys an idea. You know what? I think I'm gonna actually weigh this thing. Just for giggles, in case. I don't know. If I made an aluminum door panel for one of these, would any of you guys be interested? Alright, so I just weighed this thing and it's actually pretty freaking surprising. Now, the way I do it is not accurate by any means, but it's the best way I can do it. And it's come out pretty dang close to other stuff that's been actually weighed correctly from people I've seen on the internet. If that makes any difference for you guys. So basically, I just stand on the scale, see what my current body weight is. I'll do it like 3 times just to get an average to see if it stays consistent. And then I'll just actually grab the door panel and I'll put it as close to my body as I can. And I'll see what the readout is while I carry it. And so it went from 141 to 150. Now I really doubt this thing weighs 10 pounds. So I like divided it by 2. So came out to be like 5 point something. So that's more realistic. Like I would believe this thing weighs anywhere between 4 to 6 pounds, which is pretty crazy. So you figure this door panel plus the speaker, you might get close to 10 pounds. And then you add the panel itself plus driver's side, you're like, that's definitely, you're nearing close to 20 pounds. I'm not saying it's a 20-pound weight reduction, but I'm just saying, it's definitely over 10 pounds worth of weight reduction if you were to remove door speaker, door panel, passenger side, as well as driver's side. So if any of you guys were wondering about that, it's pretty interesting. And given that the power doors weigh a lot more than the manual ones, just something to consider about. Okay. Here's the door lock actuator. So you guys can see. So yeah, right there's the window track. I'll put another element on screen so you guys can see it. Come on, focus. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can see the slit where the window would roll on. So that's where I'm going to spray some silicone or lithium, and I'm about to cut this open to gain access to the window track right there. And I'm going to leave this mostly just intact because I don't need to take apart anything. But if you need to do the regulator, it's going to be behind all this stuff. And it's not a hard job, but it's a job, if that makes any sense. Okay, cut this so I can gain access to this side. The window track, as you can see, some of that lithium already dripped down through it. I'm still just gonna blast it with more, wouldn't hurt. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Alright guys, so unfortunately this video is going to end on a disappointment on my end, but hopefully it won't be a disappointment on your end because you guys just learned a bunch of stuff. So, for whatever reason, it is no longer working. I have no idea why. I checked all the fuses, like all of them. I went through every single one in the engine bay, underneath the car, The switch is getting power. The switch is working. I used a test light and all the connections. Like it's getting power. I have no idea what's up. I'm probably gonna take off all the plastic stuff, test the regulator, see if I can just like run that through a straight power source and see if it works. No idea why this would happen. And for those of you that might say that like, oh, because you sprayed a whole bunch of lithium grease that might have got on the cables, like I promise you, like there's nothing wiring except for maybe speaker wire, which the speaker still works, but like there's nothing on that side, nothing on that side electronic that I sprayed. And even then, like none of it should be affected at all. I have no idea what's up. Like it's just kind of weird that it just happened out of the blue now. I'm trying to think of anything I could have done, but no, if I figure it out, I'll report back in, let you guys know. Maybe I'll just like make a pinned comment in this video. Alright guys, that about does it. I kind of wish it ended on a better note, but it is what it is. If you have any idea what it possibly could be, please let me know. As I said in the beginning of this video, it worked fine. Not perfectly fine, but it worked. So it'd be kind of weird, like, of something just all of a sudden just dying like that. I checked all the fuses, like all of them, even the ones that weren't related to the power window. I pulled out every single one underneath the dash. Everything looks good. I just wanted to see if maybe something was daisy chained in the connection with the power window. Everything checked out good. Ran a test light on the actual plug itself that connects to the switch, and it has power. Plug the switch in, has power, switch up, down, and I'm moving all the points, so I'm seeing that the switch is working. It's getting power where it needs to be switched to. So I have no idea, guys. Maybe I'm gonna like tap at the actual like mechanism, the mechanism itself. Maybe it's stuck on something. Maybe there's something physically impeding it. I have no idea. So I'll give you guys an update. I'll like leave a pinned comment down in the comments below if I get it figured out. So for those of you guys that enjoyed it, thank you again for watching. If you have any questions, ask me down in the comments below. Hit me up on my Instagram for more direct questions at Asian_sensation. I'll do my best to answer you guys as fast as I can, when I can, the best way I can. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.